Hey guys, my name is Dr. Sharnael Wolverton-Sehan. I wanted to jump in here a little bit because I want to talk about grief. This is something I haven't really wanted to go there, honestly. But I'm there, and I figure I might as well just talk about some of the things that I'm learning, because I think we all think of grief as very emotional, obviously, because there's a lot of tears and emotions, anger, and different stages of emotions. But I want to talk to you about it on a neuroscience level, because I've been studying what happens to the brain when we have grief. And I'm a bit of a geek when it comes to neuroscience. And I know many of you guys out there have lost people, and there is a lot of loss going on right now. And I know that's probably not conscious language, but I'm just saying I've talked to numerous people who have lost loved ones and family members in the last couple years, and it seemed to be a lot, even talking to medical workers. January and February have been like one of the highest of deaths that they've ever seen. I don't want to talk crazy about that, but I'm just telling you, there's been a lot of things, and I think we all know the root of that. So that causes a lot of emotions in general, but on a physical, I want to talk about the physical brain here. Then I also have some updates that I just want to remind you guys about. But the physical brain, the way the brain works is it makes neural pathways about all the habits, all these little habits that we do every single day, brushing our teeth and all, just some of it, a lot of it's subconscious, meaning we just do it automatically. We don't have to think about it. There are so many little habits that we have with people in our lives. And so grief is literally a relearning for the brain. It's having to completely start over and create new pathways to doing things differently without the people that you normally do life with. When you're relearning, that takes a lot of energy physically in the body and in the brain to have to learn. And here, you might be learning on a lot of different levels. So every time you do a habit, like go to sleep, have dinner, brush your teeth, get in the car, wake up, go to bed, if that person that you used to do things with are no longer doing those things, the brain is like not stuck, but there's like loops, because these pathways are no longer going in the way that they used to. And they're like, it's like, wait, where's the person? Where's the thing? Where's the stuff that I normally do? And it kind of gets in these, like I said, in these loops, these energetic loops and these physical loops, until new pathways are created and new habits are formed, which does take time. So I think one of the biggest things that I have said, and apparently is pretty common just based on what I'm reading, is people who have had loss will often say like, oh my God, I just want this to be over. I just want to stop feeling this way. I just want to, have my energy back. I want to be able to do the things that I normally do. And this is not just an emotional, like, hey, pick up your stuff and put on your big girl panties kind of thing. There are physical ramifications of grief with the neuroscience aspect. And so it does take physical time for those pathways to be created. And, I know conscious language, anything can happen in a minute, and a miracle. And also the physical body sometimes needs the foundational things to move and to act and to do whatever it needs to do. So, will it be over? Yes. Will it be over completely? Well, we have smells, we have anniversaries, we have birthdays, we have Thanksgiving, all the stuff with holidays. And, so there could be new waves of things that are like triggering to go back to where the brain would go, oh, this is what we normally do. This is that path that we normally take, and it's no longer there. So think about it like a GPS or a map. Like if we are going to look for somebody or go to a certain place, we would just type it in a GPS or look on a map. When you don't have the map anymore, or you don't have the place to go anymore, it kind of sends everything in this spiral where it's like energetically, physically trying to keep going, you know, recalculating, it's trying to get there, but it doesn't have a landing place to get there. So give yourself a break. I'm trying to give myself a break. Cancel, clear. I'm giving myself space and time for that and giving myself grace for that, because sometimes that's just required in the process, and not wanting to hurry through this, not trying to suppress it, not trying to depress it, not trying to oppress it, because if it gets locked in the body, then it will try to show up somewhere else. Ways that it will show up, let me tell you, it'll show up in your body, cancel, clear. It'll show up in a person's body, but did you know that it'll also show up in your car and in your house? Do you know that statistically people who suppress grief and don't cry will have water damage in their houses or in their car? It's true. Because you have a quantum energy and a quantum field, and that it gets in your spaces. And if you don't deal with things, then your space will try to overcompensate or take it on for you, because you're in such a person could be in such a fragile state that they cannot process. So the house or the car or whatever will do it for you, or to be a mirror to show you, hey, you're not processing. I don't know if you've ever studied Dr. Michael Lincoln, but he has profound experiences and scientific facts over and over and over, and it's all been documented about. He has a book called My House, My Life, and I think it's My Life, My Car or something. But different things will mean different things. If they break down, like if the heater goes out, that means something else. If the front door won't lock, that means something else. If you get a flat tire, that means something else. So there's all these little things quantumly that if we don't walk through all the stuff that we're walking through, it will show up in the house, in the car, in your physical body. So taking time to process and also giving yourself grace and time to allow those pathways to be created are very, very important. Give yourself grace. Give the people around you that may be going through it grace. And also understand, again, this is physically a brand new learning for your brain. So it's not just mental as in like, oh, how do I do life, or emotional, you know, how do I get through this? But your brain needs time to actually reform and make a new path. And that time to do it not only takes a lot of freaking energy, which is why a lot of people feel tired and exhausted, because their body is doing like way more than it normally does. The brain is doing way more, and it's exhausting a lot of energy and output to be able to do that. And you may not have done anything. You may not even have taken a shower or brushing your teeth that day, but physically your brain is having to redo all this stuff, and that takes so much energy from the body that, so anyway, if you have to rest, rest. If you have to sleep or take time off, do whatever you need to do. There are a lot of things, self-care, massage. You could do clearings with biofeedback, and that'll really, really help clear. I've been cleaning myself, my house, my car, like my pets. And, you know, it'll show emotions and physical issues on the biofeedback scan to even do that. So not that I'm talking about the biofeedback scan. I'm just looking into things for self-care. Showers are like a hug. You know, that showers and water can actually cause dopamine and help support the body to feel like you're encased or loved on. Cuddling, touch, hugs, all those things are really, really important during this process. If you need quiet, be in quiet. If you need to be around other people, be around other people. There are so many things that we can do, but I just want to make sure that you guys are taking care of yourself and understand that we are all taking care of ourselves too. And everyone's going to do it different. Some people are very open and talk about it, and some people are quiet and handle it in their own ways. But I'll tell you what, drinking, drugs, all of those things to suppress, that is not going to shift the brain, and it's not going to help with the brain chemistry or the physical, that's just going to keep suppressing. That's just going to numb out everything and cause a lot more problems and a lot more havoc in the body. So I do encourage you to make sure it's a healthy option for self-care and dealing with these things as we, as a collective, are dealing with this grief on a collective. So speaking of grief, I do, again, I have a few updates. I choose to remember all of them. I hope I do, but I'll go ahead and put this out here. Bob Stevens, who was my mentor and a dear friend, has passed in November. And because of all the technical stuff that went on, I'm not going to go into what I think happened, but I think we know what happened. But anyway, we could not record the show yesterday, so I meant to do a replay last night with Robert Stevens, and I accidentally did it for tonight. So those of you who choose to watch tonight, Robert and I are doing a replay. That might be tough to watch for myself yet, but anyway, that'll be at 7 o'clock. I have other things coming up. I have the Cosmic Hangout on March 9th with Laura Eisenhower, and the link should be all down here. Let me think. I have a Raindrop Healing Oils of the Bible, March 20th. Anthony Stewart is coming in town. He is the son of Dr. David Stewart, who is also a dear mentor for over a decade for me, and a doctor, an MD, and a ND, and a chemist. And his son grew up in all of that, and he is just a pure-hearted, brilliant, beautiful man. We are very, very lucky to be able to have him come in town and teach not only Healing Oils of the Bible, but he's also going to teach raindrop training, emotional release, VitaFlex, chemistry 1 and 2. It's a very intensive 3.5 days. It's a Wednesday night, all day Thursday, all day Friday, all day Saturday. So it's a lot, but you will be certified in all of those things, and you can use that in your toolbox for your family, your friends, or whatever service, your churches, your communities, and also if you wanted to do it as a job, this could be an opportunity for you to invest in a business of some type of service and self-care and help serve other people through emotional release, raindrop, and other things. So that is open to the public, and I have the links in here as well. That raindrop training intensive is the 20th through the 23rd of March. So that's just coming up, and the deadline for that is pretty soon. We have people flying in from all over for that, and we've had sometimes classes up to 130 people. This is going to be a smaller group, and it's going to be very personal and very intimate. And I've done like 17 of these, and this one is going to be, I think, the best, to be honest, just because of where we are as a collective, and just because it's just important. Anyway, other things that are going on, I'm trying to think of everything. Gosh, we have some flash sales going on for our biofeedback. It's normally $222. We're doing it for $155. That is insane. But I'm doing that because I know there are a lot of people who are not only going through a lot of physical things, but a lot of emotional things as well. So if you choose to get a biofeedback, basically biofeedback is dual. We find out diagnostics as well as customize the frequencies to send them back to you. So you start the ball rolling, feeling better emotionally, physically. We can clear some things. And we can do all of this remote. So that is something that is in the links. And then also we're doing aura readings. I can actually do a scan. If you don't want to do the full on, biofeedback scan on hormones and, organs and vitamins and essential oils and chakras and, sensitivities and all that, you can just do the aura only. We've never offered that before, but that's something new that we're just offering, where you can get an image of what your aura looks like, so we can, and a chart, so you can see what that means, and detect what's going on with yourself. And we can also do a clearing on that if you want to add that, so we can start getting the ball rolling. So then you would get the before and the after as well. So those are all new things that are coming up. I think I covered the stuff. I hope I covered the stuff. We do home clearings as well. We do pet clearings as well. You know, if you've got some crazy neighbors or some stuff in the land or entities or some sort of vibrational thing that's off in the house or your pets, you know, we can help not only in the physical, but on a vibrational. It also has a customized magnet to prosperity, joy, peace, and love and harmony. So maybe there's some stuff going on within the home with the people that you live with that you're just looking to harmonize some stuff. It does look at things like ley lines, curry lines, mold, you know, other environmental issues as well. And yeah, I just did a clearing on my house yesterday, and I slept like a baby last night. So I didn't even realize, you know, things just kind of back up sometimes, and we, or me, I'll speak for myself, I tend to help a lot of other people and focus on that, and then I forget about myself. So those of you who are in any kind of service, whether it's ministry or medical, or just you're a mom or a dad that just does everything, take care of yourself. And these are some ways that you could do it. So anyway, I think that's it. I love you guys. I hope this was helpful as far as, you know, just the whole grief thing and understanding a little bit how that works. Please do share this. I think there's a lot of people going through grief, and this may be helpful for them to understand why they're feeling what they're feeling, and why it seems to be taking so long, and why these other things happen, and that it isn't all emotional, but there is a physical aspect to it. Even in the heart, which I'm going to look into as well as the neuroscience. So I love you guys so much. Take care. Watch the show tonight if you want. Have a great weekend, and see you around. All right. Bye.